Okay, yeah. Muslim's not started already recording, but that's fine. Um, Hi, Fade. Let's just give it like 5 minutes, then we can start even with this ones on the call as well. So yeah, so that we don't keep you and then a lot of time to ask questions and see your slides because I know some of the moms have like questions as well.
Yeah.
Hi, Agnes. Our mom to be. How you doing?
I'm fine. Hi, Mary. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon. Hi, Mary. How are you? How you doing?
Hi, namesake. Good morning. I think
Good
it's good morning and afternoon. Good afternoon.
afternoon. I'm greeting everybody. Good morning, sorry. Good afternoon. Hi, ma'am. How are you?
Hi, good afternoon. I'm doing fine. Hope
Thank
you're
you
good.
for coming. You know, you actually are like my sister's namesake.
Awesome. Okay.
Thank you for.
Sorry, good.
So we'll be starting a bit. So let's try to get our friends to join as well. So we can all start. See, our speaker is so early today. Please let's get others to join. Hi everyone. Good morning to good afternoon. Good morning to everyone. Depending on your time zone. I'm Mary Francis. I'm actually the director for the MIT Mothers in Tech. So I'm just going to give us a brief introduction about what Mother in Tech is all about and what's then before introducing our speakers as well. So please, so we're starting off now. Okay, so Mother in Tech was created by Ibironke Yekini. She's also the CVO of Testers Academy. And so she came up with the idea of Mothers in Tech. And along the line, she called me. I was like, "Are you interested in joining?" And I was like, "Oh, yeah, I'm really interested," because I shared the same vision with her concerning Mother in Tech. When it started, I gave birth like 2 years plus ago, and I really struggled in growing my career as well. But it wasn't that bad for me because I joined a momship program by Sterling. So I was able to boost like my confidence and everything. But during the program, I had some mom really struggle about their experience, like what their experience were like after giving birth. And I realized that it's not just new moms, it's also moms that have been there for a very long time, give it 10 years, 5 years, they still struggle with the same thing about growing their careers, about the confidence and how it is. So we created like a whole program for the year to speak to us, to groom us on how to also grow in our career. So the forum is actually built for mothers in tech, women who are building careers, businesses, innovations. We're talking about navigating your tech careers, building sustainable tech businesses as mom, self-care, structure, and support system. We're not just focusing on just your career, of cutting across every aspect of your life. So during this year, you're gonna be having programs and speakers from that are also moms that are in tech or other industries that would also speak to us and also encourage us on what it is to be a mom and also how to grow in our career, how to make most of it as a mom or in our businesses. So for today, the month of February, we're starting up with career comeback, confidence, and grooming. And our speaker would be Fade Adeni. Please, let's just clap our hands, applaud her, show some reaction because it's not easy to speak. Please, let's clap, show some reactions in the chat. Yeah, so sorry. So our speaker will be Fade Adeni. Just to give you a brief background, right? She was supposed to be a speaker for January, but she got so busy and was just like, I'm ready to talk in another month. And she came up in February when we're thinking about love, a month of love. You see my LinkedIn post to talk about love. And I said, what is one thing that mothers struggle with? It's actually career comeback. After doing your 3 months maternity, 6 months for those that are privileged, or 1 month maternity, when you come back, it seems like whatever is going on in the office space, they're speaking in all different languages. Like, then you're also trying to balance with your child. You're trying to get your child to sleep, to eat, to whatever situation your child is going through, sometimes teaching. You're trying to balance that with your life. And so you come back from being a single mother, from being a single married woman, or just a single lady, to be a married woman or a mother with a child that you're nursing, with someone that needs your attention 24/7, and that can be draining. That can take away your focus, your confidence, and then your body changes. You're like thinking, I used to be very slim. Now I'm size this. My trousers don't fit. My clothes don't fit. How do you navigate the situation? And so they will be giving us some feedback on that as well. And I hope we are super ready to listen. So I'm just going to give a background about her, then I'm going to give the floor to her. So Fade Adeni is the co-founder of Techleator, building workforce intelligence for a new era of work. They just had their flagship product called Zerat, I hope I pronounce this well, is an SaaS platform that connects talent to businesses using skills first, matching designed for how hiring works today, not how it worked a decade ago. An ex-product manager with 16 years of experience in tech. Please, you need to be clapping. I don't know, that's not easy. 16 years in tech. Fade left corporate in 2023 and built Techleator to solve a problem she saw repeatedly, which is broken hiring system that rewards keywords, proximity, and politics over real capability. Our work focuses on helping organizations make better talent decisions and helping people get matched to opportunities based on what they can actually do. Fade's mission is simple: build the future of work as a system where talent is recognized accurately, matched faster, and given a fair shot at opportunity. Please and please, let's welcome our speaker for today's session, Fade Adeni. Please, let's clap. If you're not clapping, I don't know what you're doing. Please, let's clap, let's clap, let's clap. Thank you so much. Over to you, Fade.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. It's so lovely to be here. As Mary mentioned, I was supposed to actually speak in January, but I had a lot going on in January, and I just couldn't speak then. But I'm so glad that we are here, and yeah, I'm really excited to talk to us today about career comeback and confidence grooming, and it's for us mothers. So yay. Yeah, so that's what we're going to be talking about, but I'll also be diving up. So she's already done a fantastic intro. I don't need to reintroduce myself again. Thank you so much for that, Mary. Yes, so let's just dive straight into the topic, and it's a reality for mothers. We leave our careers to go and breed or rear children, And yeah, it tells a lot on our career as a mom. I left when I had my first child as well. By the time I came back to work, I was due a promotion. I even thought I was going to get a promotion, but they were like, "Oh no, you can't get this promotion simply because I went and I had a baby." So that really affected my confidence as well. So I felt like I was the right person to actually talk about this topic. So I've also included a few things that I've also learned that boosted my career confidence as well. Yeah, so only about, according to statistics, right, only about 17 to 22% of the Nigerian tech workforce are women. We need to get more women into the tech force. I don't know anything else but tech. I've been studying tech since I was 15. Immediately after my GCSEs, I went straight into vocational learning in tech. And that's the only thing that I've known, to be fair. And we should try to get more women in tech. Like, the career is a fantastic one, as you can tell, because I've been in it for the past. My first ever job in tech was in 2010, and I was a test analyst then. Yeah, so now let's dive deeper into the actual topic. What happens during career breaks? Whatever break, if it's for 6 months, for a year. Some of us, I remember when I had my second baby here, I got almost a year of work. And that really allowed me cater to my son. And yeah, but in the middle of that, that's why I coined this. What does career break do for you? Number one, it makes you question your relevance. Am I really relevant in this workspace? If they could let me go for a year, is my expertise needed? And then we start to undersell our skills. We worry about falling behind technologically. What's happening in the ecosystem? Are we able to come back and regain our confidence that we've lost during the process of whatever we're doing? If it's a redundancy, if it's having children and whatnot, and then you start to question your relevance. And the truth about career breaks is it's actually our unfair advantage. And I will break this down one by one. You didn't lose skills, you gained new ones. Like Mary said, we are mothers. During the time we go on maternity leave, could be whatever break we go on, new skills are gained. And I say new skills because you are problem solving under pressure, under serious pressure. When they give us those little human beings at the hospital, I remember when I had my daughter and I asked my mom when it was time for us to go home, and something kicked in my brain, and I literally just asked my mom, I said, "Are we taking this baby home? Like, is it for us to go home with?" And my mom laughed. She was like, "Are you okay?" My husband too laughed, like, "Are you okay? This is your child. You have to go home with the baby." And I was like, how do we look after this baby? Like, there's no manual. And I was literally confused. As a mom, our brains are, we are multitaskers. Like, my brain was already thinking, oh my God, how am I going to do this? There's no manual that comes with this, raising this baby. And I keep on saying it a lot, like, we are multitaskers. As moms, you have to give yourself the grace, you have to give yourself the accolades that you are prioritizing at an expert level, and you are not working. It's not work. This is our day-to-day activities. As I'm talking to you now, I'm sure my children will come in the next few minutes, be like, "Oh, mommy, can I have something?" But my attention is here. My attention is also on them. Right? We are multitaskers. We are prioritizing at expert level. We use emotional intelligence and conflict resolution every single day. When your two children are fighting, you are conflict resoluting them, but you don't know, on the low key. That's what you're doing. You're using emotional intelligence every single day. Emotional intelligence are people paid to teach. Men cannot multitask. My co-founders at Accelerators are men. But when I'm multitasking, they're like, "Fade, how do you do this?" I'm like, "I don't know. I just do it." And they say, "Oh my God, You are working at a 200% level while they are working at 10% level, and then they're already tired. But because we are nurturers, we are at a level that when you think of women, what do you see? When I see us women, I see us as the Zions. We do a lot of things low key, and people cannot. If you haven't gone through it, you cannot understand it. That's just what it is, and that is why men cannot understand us fully. We are at a look at our cycle. We do a lot of things, even when your hormones are on a 200% level, you are still going to function well at work. And you think that is not your unfair advantage. We need to milk it and ensure that we use that as our resilience to come back. All the skills that we learned during the break is our unfair advantage. See, we are networking through life chaos, and we are living through it every single day. Like I said, I nearly broke down when it was time to carry my baby home. I was like, I don't know, how do I raise this child? But I did it. Today, that child is nearly 12 years old, bigger than me now, in fact. So we are multitaskers. Thank you so much for thank you so much. Yeah. So rebuilding confidence. How do you rebuild confidence? Number one thing is mindset. You see that thing called mindset? Let's never ever take it for granted, because our mindset is what gives us the ginger. I like to use the word ginger when I talk about this. Is what gives us the ginger to continue to move on. One of the things that I do best for myself is I document my wins, no matter how tiny that win is. You will see me, I'll talk about it on my LinkedIn. No, I'm not joking about my wins, because it is what keeps us going. It is what ensures that we reach our goals, our fullest potentials. That's number one. Celebrate your small wins, no matter how small, big, whatever it is, as long as a win, like a win is a win. If I go to work today and I come back and, oh, I made one contact today. The contact has not bought my solution yet, but I made the contact. That is a win for me. Then, yeah, it just creates like a sense of achievement for us to be able to navigate further and reach our full potential. Then the second one is skills. We take a lot of things for granted. In the previous slide, I talked about us problem solving under pressure. Problem solving under pressure is crazy, because you're raising a child, you're at work, they expect to be 100%, you know, I remember when I went back to work and I breastfed my children, right? And at 4 o'clock every single day, my breast milk is already exploding, and I'm still at work. And I'm working, I'm in a meeting. All of that is happening within my body, but they still expect me to perform at 100% level. And I am performing at 100% level with all of that happening within my body. My hormones are all over the place, because I'm thinking, oh, maybe my baby is crying. Maybe that's why my breast milk is coming out. Maybe this, maybe that. You are a divine being. You are creating lives, but you are still expected to perform at the level, even more than these men, because a lot of women, right, we do more things. We're expected to with everything going on with us, we are still expected to perform even at a higher level than these men, to be able to get to the level that these men are. So you have to use it as your unfair advantage. You're learning new skills. All those skills you're learning, you need to start applying it to your workforce and make sure those skills are marketable and relevant within the tech industry that we are all in. Right now, AI is the next best thing. We need to start acquiring knowledge within AI and other trending technologies to boost our confidence, our professional capabilities as well. Now, let's talk about the 2026 Nigerian tech landscape, right? The ICT sector is about 11%, contributes to 11% of the Nigerian GDP. As you can tell, it's a whole lot. There's a lot of industries. There's fintech, there's e-commerce, there's retail, there's hospitality, oil and gas, pharma, even construction these days are using tech. So we are at the biggest advantage ever to re-enter the workforce and thrive, because there is not a single industry that does not need tech. Not a single one. Now, let's talk about professional grooming and executive presence. I thrive a lot on executive presence, and my Instagram for the last, I would say, 6 months, I was just speaking about leadership and executive presence. One thing is, you have only 7 seconds to make a strong first impression. Whatever. That's why you will never ever see me unkept, even on my pages. So people are like, "Oh, you're so rigid. You should be playful. You're youthful. You should." I'm like, that is not what I am trying to sell. I'm selling executive presence. I'm selling a polished and a professional authority everywhere that I step into. So when they see me, they say, "Oh, that is a professional." I don't want to be seen as we and that's the thing with when you're creating a brand or when you're building up yourself, right? You would have a perception that you want people to have of you, and that's why I'm always very, very very, how do I coin this word now, very, very passionate about how I present myself, because you only have, in fact, I said 7 seconds on this slide, more like 5 seconds only, because the way they perceive you is how they are going to interact with you and how you're going to be treated, no matter how what's it called, no matter how you see yourself. If they don't see you as that, you're not going to be valued. And I'm sorry to tell you, the world we live in, value is very, very important. And how you are being perceived contributes to that value as well. Another thing is your LinkedIn. Let's think about it. LinkedIn is one of the first places where, if I want to interact with anybody, or you come to me at a professional level, I go on your LinkedIn and I perceive you from your LinkedIn. So your LinkedIn has to be optimized. You have to ensure all your skills are there. Before I left corporates, I'm not saying this to boast. I'm saying it as what my LinkedIn has done for me and what I was able to attract from my LinkedIn on being professional. The last job I applied for personally was in 2015. When I got made redundant in 2018, I didn't have to apply for any other job. I didn't even know what it took to sit down and apply for roles, because my LinkedIn page was my lead magnet to ensure that I was able to get opportunities. So I used that as my lead magnet to be able to get jobs. So your LinkedIn page has to be polished every single time. Then we have this communicate with authority. Like I said, number 1 thing is first impression. Number 2 thing is, what do they search for? What do they see when they search for you, right? Would be anywhere. Are they saying that, you speak about non-important things, or you speak about the things you actually care about in your career? Then the next thing is communicate with authority. You have to speak confidently and assertively. There are times that I got jobs that I didn't even know how to execute the job. But because my confidence level was A game, I got the jobs. And I remember my second ever job, because I also worked in InterSwitch in Nigeria for a bit. And a couple of months into the job, I like to always ask people that interview me, what did you like about me when you interviewed me? Like, why did you guys give me the job? And it was a panel of 4 people, right? One of them said to me that we know you didn't know your stuff because you were a fresh graduate, right? I graduated 2008 and I got this job 2010, right? And I had interviewed, I had already worked somewhere, but the work was, was basically me. I was a training test analyst then. But one thing stood out to all of them was this girl doesn't really know this stuff. We can teach her this stuff. But our confidence level is the A game, the same confidence level we need to be able to, we need in the department. And that was the main thing that got me the job. It wasn't the fact that I knew the job, because I learned everything that I am today on that job, right? But because, and I spoke to three of the four people who interviewed me, and everybody said the same thing. They said it was your confidence level, and that was why we gave you the job. So no matter what stage you are in, always speak with authority, communicate with authority. Your confidence level has to be on top of the roof. So when they see you, they're like, oh, this girl is confident. She might not even be able to do the job, but let's give her the job. So many times as well, that even when I don't know, even when I don't know the job, I will pass the interview no matter what. And it simply has to do with, and these are the feedback that I got from people, that even when they tell me no on a job, I will still email them and ask them, why did you offer me the job? Or why didn't you offer me the job? It was never because of the confidence. It was always because of the expertise. Maybe I lacked some skills within the role, and that was why I didn't get the job. It was never ever confidence. So your confidence level has to be top notch every single time. Now, moving on to your comeback strategy. Your comeback strategy has to be, and this was what I did to come back, because there was a time I will still talk about my redundancy in the following slides. But yes, I was made redundant for a bit, and this was what I did in order for me to land multiple offers when I was ready to come back. Number one thing is set clear and bold goals. What are the goals? What are your values? What are your aspirations? I always write things down. Even as I'm a computer techie person, I don't joke with my book. This is basically a journal. I journal everything that I want to do this year. Everything. I also have got a vision board on here. And this is like, I'm in my small little office as well. I have a vision board of where I want to be. In the middle of that, I have something I can see. Let's see if you guys can see. Oh, the screen isn't. Okay. But yes, I've got a tiny vision board also to state that these are my companies and what I need to do to get there. On the top of that, I have multi-millionaire mindset. I have connections, not competitions. I have Forbes on there. I have strategies that I use every single day just so I can see it. I also have Tech Girl in the middle of that. And I have, that was why I couldn't even say no to Mary when she emailed me and said, oh, when she messaged me rather, that, oh, I want you to come and speak to women because women are they're my forte. I have a picture of Black women all sat down in white in a very beautiful office environment, like in a boardroom kind of thing. But yeah, that's just me. So have clear goals, your goals. So as a former business analyst, right, I do gap analysis. So my goals, I would write my goals down. I would write down where I am today, and then I would do the gap analysis of how I need to get to where I need to get to. What do I need to do to get there? And then I start to do some research on there. This year, I want to scale my business this year. So those are my goals, and I already wrote them down. I already know how I'm going to get there, and I'm actively working on them. The second topic on the slides is skills audit. One of the things we don't do is we focus on the goals that we want to get, but not most of us don't have the skills to get there, because if we have the skills to get there, those things would not be goals anymore, right? I want us to conduct an honest audit to identify the strengths and the gaps that we have today, and then prioritize the areas for improvement, and then use that to enhance our professional development. I say this because that's exactly what I did in 2018. That got me 4 offers within 3 months of being redundant, and we'll get to that later. Then one major thing is you have to learn daily. If it's reading a book, if it's what's it called, watching a YouTube video, if it's you learning on Udemy, please try to learn every day. I don't read as much as I used to anymore, but what I do is every time that I'm in this office, I play Audible. I read books on Audible, and that alone, in the last between January, in the last 2 months, between January and now, I've listened to 2 books. One, The Psychology of Sales, The Psychology of Selling. In as much as I founded a business, I need to also market the business, right? So I was like, oh, there needs to be a book that I could read on this. That book enlightened me a lot. The other book that I read is something about mindset. I've just forgotten the title. Something about mindset. Because if you're not in the right mindset, you are not going to be able to achieve anything. And we need to be in the right frame of mind to be able to set the career goals, do the skills audits, and learn daily. These things are what I did and has been working for me. And it's funny how nobody taught me all of this. It's just because I said to myself, I don't have a choice. One thing I said to myself when I was making me redundant in 2018 was, I said, no matter anything I do, the only thing I want to be is I have to be successful. I don't care about any other thing else apart from my family. The next best thing for me was I don't have a choice. It is either I was successful or nothing. And that was what I kept on telling myself. That doesn't have to be your goals, but have clear goals for yourself in order for you to get to wherever you need to get to. And make sure they are written down into a piece of paper, not on your phone, a piece of paper that you can see. I started this vision boarding 2023. I take out things that are no longer relevant and I add on new things. I don't do it yearly. I do it as when I'm skills auditing. It could be every 4 months, it could be every 6 months, depending on how quickly I've achieved my goals. The goals that I've achieved, I put them also on a section of the things, just so I want to also keep seeing them, that you have come this far, but there's still more things to do. Then, if it's looking for a job, you need to start looking for that job. If they're looking for a job, it's a job on its own, and you have to dedicate time and energy to it. When I was made redundant, right, I would spend 2 hours applying for jobs. But then I didn't even get the job. All of the jobs I was applying to, I didn't get them. Imagine applying and applying and applying, but didn't get the job. So, but I would spend a minimum of 4 hours every day learning because I was at home doing nothing, doing literally nothing. The only thing I was doing then was learning and applying for jobs, learning and applying for jobs, right? Then the next thing would be intentional networking. I say intentional networking. I didn't just say networking. Some of us network unintentionally. You won't get anywhere. Anybody you meet, I'm not saying every relationship has to be transactional, but you have to be deliberate with your network because your network equates to your net worth. I knew this when I eventually started my business. The first few people that I spoke to about my business were the people that actually bought from me. And it was because they were within my network. I wouldn't go and reach out to the likes of whatever, Dangote, because it's not within my network. But one thing I've been doing a lot is leveraging my social media platforms. And I want us to do that. Build genuine relationships. Ask them questions, reach out to people, message them. In order for me to reach out to people, I do a lot of reach out on LinkedIn these days, and I'll quickly break down how I do this. I check their page. What resonates with me on their page is what I'm going to use to talk to them about. If, for example, I post about I remember somebody reached out to me when my daughter turned 11. I posted about it on my LinkedIn. And I'm a single mom as well. I'm raising 2 kids solo by myself as well. So I just wrote something like that. A woman messaged me. She was like, oh my goodness. I read your post and I resonated with it. You're a solo mom, raising 2 kids, doing this. She wasn't a solo mom. She was married. But she found it she was saying to herself that I always tell myself that, oh, you can't do this, you can't do this. Like, you cannot set up a business, have a full-time job, raise a family, have this. And I was like, there's nothing stopping you from doing that. You just have to prioritize. But the way she reached out to me was she used that message to reach out to me, and we both connected on that. So what I'm saying to you is find something within your ICP, your customer profile, whoever it is that you want to reach out to. Find something that connects you both, and that would forever be the basis of the relationship that you both will have, right? Also, increase your visibility. If you are not posting online, I don't even want to be talking to you because you are missing out on opportunities. It is not for everybody. I know it takes a lot of work. One post a week is not going to hurt anybody. Tell us what you're doing. Tell us what's next you are building, even if you're not building anything. Tell us the last project you worked on. Tell us something that is interesting about. It might not even be interesting to you. It might be interesting to the next reader. Find something within your life. Whatever is going on within your life is your unfair advantage. Nobody else has got that. My unique advantage was, and I will tell you the bottom line of me starting Techlerator. My unique advantage was I was made redundant. And after I was made redundant, I got 4 different offers. And you imagine going from being redundant, not having 1 job, to getting 4 jobs, and now you have to pick the best one for you within the space of 3 months. And you're like, oh my goodness, how was I able to land this opportunity? If I'm able to do this for myself, am I able to do so for people as well? So, and the last thing on this slide is basically apply to selective jobs. Don't just apply to jobs because you think you might get the job. Be strategic about your job applications. Be strategic about your networking as well. What does employers want? Now that I'm also employing people, I've come from, like, I've done the full circle. So that's why I included this slide. I said proof of work. And that was why I kept on saying, post something online, even if it's about the project you're working on, as long as your current organization is not stopping you from posting things about what you're doing in your job online, then I don't think it's a big deal. Post it. In 2020 and 2024, even till now, my journey online has been phenomenal because I didn't even used to post every day. I started posting every day like 2024. But between 2020 and 2024, the amount of opportunities that I got just from speaking about what I do, when my first integration went live in 2019, I posted about it. I was like, oh, I got this, I did this was what I did. I'm so excited. A recruiter reached out to me and they literally gave me a blank check and said, tell us how much you want to earn. We are not even going to, we know that they are paying you very well, but we need this skill that you used to build this project. We need it. And that is why I had it on here, proof of work. So your proof of work is what you have done or what you're currently working on. Feel free to share those things online. Evidence of establishment carries significant weight when people are making hiring decisions. I had it on here, significant, because for me then it was very significant for my career. During that same period as well, I interviewed at Google, but I later turned down the role because it wasn't the best role for me. But they didn't come to me. I didn't apply for their job. They came to me because they saw the work that I had done. So yeah, when you're posting things online, you don't know where it's going to go to. You don't know where it's going to reach, but it gets you opportunities. Soft skills, we cannot overemphasize on it. Women are natural nurturers. So we already have some of these skills already, but some of us need to then enhance the skills further. But I would say employers seek people with interpersonal dynamics to contribute into a positive workplace culture. I added that on simply because I'd also been I was a couple of months ago, I think I posted something about the Nigerian workforce. Not even I think I posted something about the Nigerian workforce. And some newspaper reached out to me to come and speak on it. But they wanted, in the Nigerian newspaper as well, they wanted me to speak derogatorily about the Gen Z population or the Gen Z people. And I said, I cannot do that. They were willing to pay me. They were willing to pay me in pounds. But I said never. I do have a problem with when people want to tag my name into something I'm not, right? If it was for the money, I would have done it, right? But it gets to a stage where you know that it's not making any sense if you do this because your name is tied to it. When they search for me online, is that what I want people to actually see about myself? Like, I'm very, very big on perception. So we need to be able to use human skills to make better decisions for ourselves too. So that when employers see when they Google us online, or investors, in my own case now, when they see us online, they don't see us as who we don't want them to see us as. Then the next skills is AI literacy. Even in my organization today, we use AI because I'm all about working smarter, not harder. So those are the kind of skills we need to learn. Then another thing is adaptability. In every single environment, being able to adapt is very, very key. I remember from somebody working in the private sector that are now consulted for a government organization. I couldn't believe the life of me. I was like, is this how these people are working? Why are we having meetings upon meetings, talk about the next meeting, talk about what we're going to do in the next meeting? I just couldn't understand it. But I was still able to adapt. Employers will favor candidates that are able to adapt, that have resilience, and they are committed to ongoing learning. You cannot not want change. Change is the only constant thing in life. See, 2020, I was consulting for organizations. 2024, I now run my own business. You can imagine if I wasn't able to adapt, I would have probably gone back because I have some people, and it's not a money thing. It's also them being able to have the mindset to be able to adapt into things. I have people who have started businesses and have gone back to their 9 to 5. It wasn't because their business wasn't successful. At least I have 2 people. Their business was successful, but they could not adapt into, oh, I'm the boss now. I have to worry about this, worry about that, worry about this. They couldn't, and they went back to their 9 to 5. And it is also okay. But if you want to be, depending on your goal in life, we need to be able to adapt to any environment. So I added this on here for navigating applications. So if you are applying for jobs, right, you need to start looking at how to address those gaps. And I already touched on that as well. Address your career gaps, build skills for you to get there, show your recent learnings, any courses, any certifications, any thing that you have learned in the last, in the recent months. Include it in your CV, resume, on your profile and whatnot. Find mentors online. I didn't really use a mentor, but I've been able to mentor some people. And I can understand that everybody works on different levels. We all have different capabilities. Depending on your capability, you might not need a mentor. But if you do find yourself that there's a few things that you're struggling with, seek out mentors. A lot of people will mentor for free on LinkedIn. You just have to reach out to them using the strategy that I talked about. Find something that connects the both of you together. Reach out to them. They are going to encourage you on your journey. I've mentored people that I don't even know them before. They message me on LinkedIn, say, oh, you do this, can you help me? I just set a plan. In fact, I already have the plan that I give them. Every week, we literally meet, talk about the plan. What have you been able to achieve this week? What didn't you achieve? Why didn't you achieve it? What's the way forward? Is it, was it difficult for you to achieve and whatnot? And then I added this on here as well. As moms, we tend to not share things that we're going through because we believe, oh, let me not burden people. Engage yourself with support community like Women in Tech that we are in right now, right? Mothers in Tech. Share experiences with fellow moms. I don't want us to carry the mental load. That's fine. You can we'll talk about that at the end. You can reach out to me. Don't carry the mental load alone. I see a lot of women breaking down, and it's because we don't talk about our struggles enough. Talking about it removes 50% of the problem already. And that's why this adage goes, a problem shared is a problem solved. So let's not carry the burden of doing everything ourselves. Find mentors, find communities, find fellow moms to discuss whatever you're going through with. When I moved back to the UK, I didn't have that support as well. And I felt like I lost some time because I was in this job for 3 years, and at the end of the day, they still made me redundant. So for almost 3 years, right? So it just shows that I should have made a better decision for myself. But I didn't do that at the time. I wasn't even thinking straight, to be fair, at the time. So yeah, you have to share the load. You cannot burden yourself with everything, even if it's with your friend, as long as they can see themselves in that, they would, so to say, help out a bit. So my comeback story, I added this on here just to show us that there is absolutely nothing that you cannot achieve, right? My comeback story had a lot to do with resilience and determination. I self-educated myself for 90 days, and I resulted in landing 4 offers in 3 months. And I already told us how I did that. I identified my gap. Then I was working as a test analyst, but I'd already gotten experience of working as a business analyst while I was in Nigeria. So when I moved back here, I had a child then, and I knew I wanted to grow my family very quickly as well. So I didn't want to go into the terrain of what's it called? I didn't want to go into the terrain of business analysis at the time, but I knew that was my goal. So I got a job as a test analyst, and I was like, okay, this is fine. But then I neglected my goal to become a business analyst. When I had my son, and I was like, oh, do you know what? Let me just stay. I will stay in this role for a bit longer. Then the redundancy happened. And that was the push that I needed to get a job as a business analyst. And I self-taught myself all of this. I was made redundant, I think April. It was around I was made redundant. Yeah, it was after my birthday. It was around May 8th, 2018. By September 17th, I already landed 2 offers. In fact, 1 offer came September 13th or there. I remember it was on a Friday. The second offer came sorry. I think it was August, because it was September that I resumed. It was August. 1 offer came August, the second week, August. Then the next week, Monday, another offer came in. And I was like, let me resume to this one and let me go and see what this job was like first, or what the job would be like if it's something that I was interested in. Then the day I was resuming, because I was attending, I did over 20 interviews. I wouldn't just stop interviewing. I wouldn't just stop, because I needed to get better at the interview as well. So I would continue to interview for the same opportunity with different organizations as well. So when I got better, the offer started to roll in, and I said, oh, I think I have to stop interviewing right now, because I at the point I had 3 offers. I didn't even know this next offer was coming the next week as well. So one thing, I doubled down on what I knew best, which was interviewing, and I just was using the interviews to continue to get better. And after I landed the 4 offers, I still went on to work. The first ever offer that I got then was a fintech. The next 2 were consulting organizations, and the next one was a financial organization as well, but they were not building fintech products. But after my redundancy, I knew that if I could do this for myself, maybe I could also do it for other people. So I did a post on LinkedIn. I was like, oh, if you want to learn business analysis, let me know. I literally self-taught to myself this, and I want to do this for other people as well. And I was able to do that for, I don't know, about 200 people registered, about 50 of them got jobs. The rest, not everybody, because it's free, not everybody would continue on the journey. But what I want to say is, because you are down today doesn't mean you cannot re-ginger yourself and reapply new skills and go out there to be great. Because I did that between May and August, and I landed 4 offers with 4 fantastic organizations. I got to work for 2 of them because I was like, well, let me go and see what the opportunity looked like. The first one, even when I was going, they wrote an epistle. I left them within 6 weeks to join the consulting organization that I picked. And I wanted consulting because consulting organization would allow me, I didn't just want to work on a particular product. I wanted to work on multiple projects. So I would pick what my best skills were, because I was still identifying myself as well. So I went into consulting, and that was when I realized that, I enjoyed integrations, I enjoyed data mappings, I enjoyed connecting systems together. Then after 18 or about 20 months, I left and I went to work for a financial risk and advisory organization. Even there, I worked on multiple products. So as we are making decisions, we need to make wise decisions for ourselves. If it's that you like to learn new things and you do not want to be boxed into fintech BA. I see some rules that will say, we only want a fintech BA. I'm not a fintech BA. Then I was a specialist BA that focused on integrations. So those are the kind of things you need to identify. What are your strengths? What your strengths are is what you should double down on. I'm not saying don't learn new skills. I'm saying learn new skills, but once you then become an expert in that, you become an expert and you start to sell that particular skill to organizations. When I learned integrations in the consulting firm that I was working with them full time. I consulted for a pharmaceutical organization, and I consulted with them for 4 years. And I was earning my daily rate while still working for this organization as well, because my skill then now became what organizations needed. And I would tell them, I'm not tied to your organization. If I cannot do your job, I can bring in somebody else to do your job. So I was now a consultant based on my skills. So those are the things that we need to look out for. I'm not saying don't tie yourself to an organization, but learn skills that will make you irreplaceable at organizations, to the extent that they start to look for those skills, and without those skills, they're not able to move forward. I can remember the pharmaceutical company that I work for, I told them, and they are really, really big. It's Roche. I'm sure ROCHE. I'm sure we all have heard about Roche. I remember telling them that my skills set is required at every organization because everybody is doing integrations, and I am not going, and this is also confidence speaking, not me per se. You can imagine walking to an interview and you're telling them that I'm not going to be 100% working on your project because I have other projects I'm going to be working on. And that was because my skill set could afford me that. So we need to get ourselves to that level where you are speaking with so much authority, they don't have a choice than to accept your own terms. And that was the terms that I gave them. I can also remember the automobiles on here. I also told them at the time, they came to me from LinkedIn as well. And I told them that I'm already working with this company. I also am consulting for this company, and I can only give you guys 3 hours a day. If you are happy with your 3 hours a day, let me know. But I'm not going to say I can work for you for 8 hours because I cannot. And there are times you will call me into meetings that I will not be able to attend your meetings, but I am still able to do your job for you. So it depends on what you guys actually want. They offered me the contract and I worked with them for 6 months and I did everything I was supposed to do with them for 6 months and they were happy with the solution and we hands off after 6 months. And that's also confidence speaking as well. We need to get to a level in our career that we are able to work on our own terms. Work on your own terms will give you the liberty. Having skills to work on your own terms will give you the liberty to be successful in whatever you want to do. So that's my redundancy story. And I added this on here to talk about confidence building framework. The mental aspect is 100% needed because that is what's going to help your mindset, right? Your mindset is going to do the 80% of the job. Because if you believe that I cannot go to this meeting to tell these people that I can only work for them for 3 hours a day, but they are paying you for 8 hours a day. If you cannot go into that meeting to tell them that, your mindset is not going to work for you. It's cancelled. So your mindset is going to do 80% of the work. 80% of the work. Then your technical expertise, because you only need to work a few hours a day. You are not working 8. Nobody's really working 8 hours a day. No, even my staffs cannot tell me that I'm working 8 hours a day because I know they are not. You have to be able to prioritize and deliver professionally. So that's why I have these 3 things, these 3 frameworks on here. Your mindset, technical expertise, and your professionalism is what will make you go the long way. So your comeback story, this is nearly the end. Your comeback story starts now. I went ahead to build a talent intelligence platform that does career gap analysis. So basically, everything that I learned in my own career is what we've put on here. It does career gap analysis for you. It job matches you. It also prepares you for interview. You can register on it if you want. That's the barcode. If you scan the barcode, it takes you on there to basically register. You can apply for jobs as well. There's a free plan and there's a light plan. There are other plans on there. Feel free to take a look at it if you are looking for an opportunity. It also connects with opportunities outside of Nigeria. So we are basically pulling jobs from so many other platforms. So it is not just the jobs that our businesses are recruiting for. It contains jobs from everywhere in the world. So it also maps out your goals because we need to understand that wherever you want to get to, you need a vehicle to get there. I didn't have all of this. So I simply just built what I didn't have. That got me 4 offers in 90 days. That's exactly what we built into Zeroth. I forgot to add on that it's zeroth.com, app.zeroth.com. But yeah, feel free to scan and put up a profile on there. We are also working actively to bring businesses on board, and businesses are going to be poaching talents off of there as well. As at now, we launched in January, as Mary mentioned, and we are about 5,000. I think we're about 5 right now, talents on there, and they are getting opportunities. They are applying for opportunities on there. We have about, I'd say, 10,000 jobs, and we are constantly pulling jobs every single day from different avenues. So there's never going to be a time where there's no jobs on the platform. Yay. Okay, so let's connect. If you scan this, it takes you to my LinkedIn where you can, follow me or connect with me rather. And I'm more than happy to accept your invitations. I basically talk about, excuse me, I talk about, oh my God. Sorry. Yeah, so I talk about business, tech, and leadership. I talk a lot on leadership because I've seen where leadership didn't give me the opportunity to thrive in my career simply because I wasn't dancing to their tune. And I'm not saying go and dance to their tune, but there are ways that you can learn to ensure that leadership sees you and leadership prioritizes you and leadership will give you the promotion that you need. So essentially, what I didn't have when I was in corporate is also what I talk about a lot um, on socials. So, yay. Mary, I hope I've been able to do a good job. I will be handing over back to you now. Thank you so much for your time, everybody. And if you have any questions, I think this is the time to ask any of your questions. And thank you guys so much. I'm so elated to be here.
Wow, thank you so much for the. I don't even know what to say. I feel like this month session was like the best session for you because you were able to share practical wise and your experience. So it's like really, really, really insightful. So I'm
Thank you.
going to leave the floor open for anyone that has questions. Please raise up your hand or just ask your questions. Wow, are we saying that we got everything and we don't have questions? Oh, somebody hands this up. Temitope, you can go ahead.
Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you, Father, for this session. It was so insightful. I really learned a lot. Thank you so much. Okay, so and my question is, okay, before I gave birth, I was working in a field that I love. I love my job. I love what I was doing, and I was a software engineer before then. But when after I got pregnant, this pregnancy was stressful. I started having issues with my line manager. So at the point, I just have to leave the job. It was painful and everything, but so it was during that period that I was having issues with my line manager. I decided, okay, I think I want to leave software engineering for quality to be a software tester. I think it's less stressful and all that. So the I left the job, losing my confidence even before leaving. And now my baby is just 5 months. I'm trying to get back to work next month. But the confidence is not there anymore. In fact, yesterday I think I deleted my LinkedIn account. Okay, let me start all over again.
No.
I don't know. I don't know where to start from. I don't know where to start from. I don't know. Okay, I've been taking courses on software engineer on software testing. There was a time I joined a project to work as an intern, though unpaid. But even with that, my confidence to go back to work is no longer there. So anytime I think about work, I think, oh, will I have the same experience I had with my former line manager and all that? So I don't know if there's. Of course, you have said a lot. Of course, you have said a lot. I took note of everything you said, but I don't know. Is there anything I need to do to just get back?
First of all, there's a book that I want you to read. And I'm going to put the link on here. Someone gave me I thought I had it here. I thought I had it in my office, but I didn't. I was going to show us, but I'm going to put the link on here for you. Try to read this book. First of all, let me share my screen so we can see it. It is called The Confidence Code, written by women, also for us. The book is so good that they what's it called? They wrote another version for young girls, and guess who bought the young girl version for her daughter? I did. So it's a fantastic book. It would definitely help you get your confidence back. And number two thing is, I can understand that, you had issues at work and whatnot. Don't let that define you. Like, that issue is gone. That era of you having confidence issue or whatever that, your manager, you had issues with your manager, it's gone. Forget about it completely. Move past it, right? Now, you said you're doing courses on software testing, which is perfect, right? You were already a developer. I don't think there's the developer, I see you guys as gods, and I'm not going to lie, because how can you write 2 times 2 and then you are showing me a beautiful screen, with nice UI, with the thing that is working and everything? You already have got the skills. What do you need to do? Finish up your software testing courses and start applying for jobs, no matter anywhere. Apply. There are lots of remote opportunities these days that you can apply for, as well as read this book. This book would definitely boost your confidence. I got to know about the book in 2024. Yeah. 2024, I got to know about the book. When they sent me this copy, I went on to buy my own copy because it is so good. It is so good. It will boost your confidence. And I say it will boost your confidence because I know it will. Anybody that has any issues with confidence, please read this book. It is written for women, by women for women. So it's not written by any man. That's number one thing. Number two, your goals. We already talked about it. What are your goals? You want to become a software tester. You're already doing something about it, right? The next thing is, once you are done, don't wait till you are done. Sharp up your CV and start applying for those opportunities. And you will see, the moment you start applying for jobs and you're also getting interviews, you'll be like, oh, so these people even know that I can do this job. That's why they interviewed me. Even if you don't get the first couple of jobs, it's fine. I did like I said, during that period, I did like 24 interviews or thereabouts. No, about 20. I can't even really remember. Maybe back to back about 24. And I got 4 offers. What if I stopped when I did 10 interviews and they would tell me, unfortunately? What if I stopped? Just think about it. I would probably not be here today. So you don't stop, you continue. And the funny thing is, there's one thing I always say in the last few years, is that now I think I coined it somehow, and I don't really know how to say it in Pidgin, but it's always sweeter in Pidgin. Now, let me just say it in English, sorry. It simply is, consistency will take you a long way. Once you are consistent, the compounding effect will show up for you, because it was the compounding effect of me continuously attending interviews that got me 4 different offers. I got so good at interviews that I used to interview every month, even when I was. So I now became a coach and started to teach people how to do interviews, right? And to the extent that when they do, they will send me a recording of their interview. I'll tell them, you should not have answered this question this way, answer it this way next time. And they will go and get the job. And I attended interviews every single day, every single month, rather, at least one interview, to be able to go back to the people that I was coaching and say, this is the game that is working now. This is how to answer this interview. I attended interviews to the extent that I got offered a job on the spot and I did not take the job. I was so excited because I had opportunities already. I had opportunities. I was just doing the interviews. I was just part of the people that they will interview. I got the job on the spot. When I told the man that I wasn't taking the job, he felt so bad. He was like, "Oh, you were my best candidate. Is there anything else you want? Is there anything you want me to do that you can, to come for this opportunity?" I said, "Nothing you can do. I'm already in the job." So you have to continue. Don't stop. All I'm saying is consistency will take you further than the skills you actually have. And let me say it again. Consistency will take you further than your skills. Because consistency will make you become, you will not be perfect in it, but you become a god in it, to the extent that you will know it at the back of your hand. If they ask me now, if they call me for an interview now, if I do an interview now and I don't get the job, it's not because of my confidence level or because I do not know the skills. They do not just want me in the job. That's it. That's how I see it as, because I got so good at perfecting myself for interviews and getting the job, and in fact also doing the job. So consistency will take you further than your skills, because once you are consistent, you will further learn that skills. You become better at that skill. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Please, do we have any other questions? We can still answer questions. Oh, IJ, you can go next.
Okay, thank you very much, Fadi, for a wonderful session. Thank you for the feedbacks. I really enjoyed your comeback story, because for some of us, we feel like we are stuck, but from your experience with your comeback story, I could just see ideas coming how I can, work on myself and be better. Now, my question is around, like, um thank you for sharing this book, because that's where my question was centered around. We are all human beings and we have a lot of things that we are going through, right? And in as much as we're putting yourself out there, for me, I'm that person who also gets, I give up when there's no connection. No, you keep showing up, nothing is coming first, but you keep saying we show up. So how do you just stay put? Yes, regardless of the fact you've read the book, there's still that, we don't have the same strength, right? But like, how do you just keep going regardless of the fact that you're showing up, nothing is, no results yet, you're still showing up, no results yet?
So for me, it's always the goals. The goals are my determination. And I love this question so much. So thank you so much for asking it. For me, it's the goals, and it helps with my determination. I have to continue showing up. Like I said, I told myself I'm an only child, right? I'm an only child of a 70-year-old woman. I don't have a choice. The only choice I have is to be successful. I don't, and I'm now a single mom as well. So who would raise my children if I'm not successful? Who would? When I think about it, I just say to myself that this is my unfair advantage, and I have to milk it. This is the only thing that I know. Tech has been the only thing that I know. Number one. Number two is I keep on saying to myself, I don't have a choice. I know you get tired. Even I get tired. There are days that I don't post on LinkedIn. My friend messaged me like 3 weeks ago. Said, "You didn't post on LinkedIn yesterday. You didn't post on LinkedIn today. What happened?" I said, "I'm just tired." Said, "You can't be tired of this when I say you're tired." "Why are you tired?" I said, "I'm just exhausted from doing everything, because I post every single day myself. I do it myself every day." And one thing he said to me was, "I know your strengths. And when you say you are tired, but you have to keep on continuing." And that's why community, and this guy, he would like my post at times, he would not like my post at times. I said, "Fade, I look forward to your post every morning. I look forward to reading from you every morning." And in my mind, I was like, okay, so there must be other people as well that look forward to reading from me. And I had no idea. I just do my thing and I leave and I post and, whatever. So it is what drives you is what will continue to make you consistent. For me, it is my goals, where I need to be, one of the things why I post, I will tell you that why I post every day on LinkedIn. I want to be an authority in the workforce intelligence, because at the end of the day, I want to build, I'm building the workforce, the future of work, right? If I don't post about it, how will people associate me with it? Number two is my goals have now even shifted. So now that I've conquered workforce intelligence, well, I think I've conquered workforce intelligence, not conquered per se, but I'm still building it. But now I have people using my app and whatnot. I'm like, what's the next thing to do? The next thing to do for me is to build startups for startups. And this is the first place I'm ever going to say this. So you can imagine how my brain is working. And then I'm saying, because people are not, I'm not showing up. You have to show up no matter what. What drives you? What was the goal that started you doing that thing you want to do? Has it shifted? If that goal has not shifted, even if the goal has shifted, has it shifted backwards or forward? You need to identify that gap. Whatever it is to take you back to where you were, you need to go back there, which goes back to, again, your goals. For me, it's my goals that drives me every single day. And if it's that you need clarity on what those goals are, that's why you have all these AI tools these days. Talk to it, chat with it, let it direct you, and get yourself gingered again to go and do that thing. Then the other thing that also helps me is determination. I say determination because you have to want something so bad to work hard for it every single day, even if there are no results. This girl that sang this song, Olivia Dean, let me see if I got her name correct. Olivia Dean, singer-songwriter. She sang that song. Oh God, I cannot remember the title of the song, but I'm sure we all know her. The song, I didn't know her until she won The Man I Need. Do you guys know that song? Tom, just give me a sign if you know the song. I don't think you guys know the song. Oh, okay. Anyway, she sang the song. This girl, apparently, she's been singing she was 16 years old. She and her best friend have been, so I think it's her best friend that is a whatever, social, whatever, I don't even know the story properly. But she has been singing for 10 years. 10 years of zero recognition, 10 years of not getting paid from what she's been doing, but she continued, she didn't stop. But look at the compounding effect. And that's one thing I want us to see. The big picture is there. The big picture is there. That's why don't joke with having a vision board. Whatever your vision is, whatever your goals are, put it on that board and be seeing it every day. This lady has been singing for 10 years with nothing, no pay, no, well, she might be making small money from it, but the money cannot sort out her bills. But she kept on doing it. But the compounding effect gave her a Grammy this year. A Grammy. That is the work of determination. And what put her there is also the mindset. I already touched on these things. Your mindset does everything for you. Like, you have to be delulu. When I was leaving my corporate, I'm scripting my videos for tomorrow. And one of the things I wrote, let me even show us so that you people will see. When I left corporate in 2023, people thought I was mad. A lot of my friends told me that, Fade, you must be crazy. to think you can leave a six-figure job in the UK for this nonsense. See, and I wrote it here. When I left corporate, everyone thought I was crazy. That reaction told me I was onto something. I'm shooting this video tomorrow. And that's one thing. You have to be delulu. You have to be living in delusion to be able to achieve things. And I'm not joking. Look at the likes of Mark Zuckerberg. Look at Elon Musk. Look at all these people. Look at this. I was reading, because I did a video on Amazon, right? I haven't put it out yet. When I was doing the research, this guy used his garage, his parents' garage, to build Amazon. He was from a rich home, which is fine. Dropped out of school, started building this thing called Amazon. He wanted to sell books only, books. Even when I was going to university here in the UK, then Amazon, we used to only buy books on Amazon. Now there's nothing you want that is not on Amazon. Nothing. Even before I look on any other websites, I will go and look on Amazon, because I know they will deliver to me the next day. That's not the next day. And the funny thing is, what took him there? He built for 6 years before Amazon started giving him money. 6 whole years. But if he had stopped, would we have Amazon today? Maybe somebody else would have built it, but it won't be taking the reward now. That is part of the compounding effect. So what I'm saying to you, IJ, is continue. Do not worry. The compounding effect will shock you later. That's just all I'm going to say on that topic. I hope I've been able to answer that.
Yeah, thank you very much, Fade. I sincerely appreciate.
You're welcome.
Hi, thank you so much for that. I don't know. I just feel like I have so much to take in. I've been taking screenshots, I've been jotting, I've been writing. If you all have not been writing, I don't know what you've been doing, but it feels like, for me, I want to make a confession. After I lost my first LinkedIn account, I really did not see the use of using LinkedIn or anything. But right now, with the way you've explained it, not just LinkedIn, now I realize that I can actually say something. Like, there's some thoughts I have in my head. I'm like, should I put it on LinkedIn? Because they had just thoughts that I think of and stuff like that. Like, do I put it on LinkedIn, or do I just let it go? What if I just do it? But right now, the way you've explained it has really motivated me to put in more effort and to show my expertise, because I always feel like if I can do a good job, then why do I need to announce to the whole world that I can do a good job?
Announce. If you see, one of the things we don't do is that we believe that our work will speak for itself. Your work will not speak for yourself. Oh, never. It can't. Even if it speaks for itself within your organization, do you not want to grow? Is it only that organization that you want them to see that, oh, this person is quite good at what they do? No. There are multiple places that are looking for that skill set that you are hiding, that you are not showcasing, and nobody knows about it. I categorically said that in between 2020 and 2024, and I wasn't really even active on LinkedIn. I would just go post. I think I was posting once a week, just once a week. But I will ensure that the post I'm giving talks about my expertise, and I genuinely love talking about those topics as well. Right. So I would just talk about, I deployed this today. This was the skills, this was the method that I used. I spoke to this, it wasn't, for me, it wasn't for the following. I didn't know what I was doing until I didn't need, even when I told, when I told the last place that I worked, right? When I told them that I was leaving, they couldn't have it. They they didn't want to accept that I was leaving. Those people sent me a petition that, oh, you have shared our data, you have almost like you're carrying all our knowledge. You're carrying all the knowledge, but everything that has a beginning must have an ending. That's my own belief. I'm not tied to your organization. I can leave if I want to. But they were not having it. They were like, oh, you're going to take all our knowledge to go and build your own. You want to, because everything that I talk about, I was posting online. And I didn't think of it as a big deal. But they took all my information. I was like, oh, you are stealing our data. You want to go and build some of, and this was before the AI boom that everybody keeps on saying AI, AI. I'd already worked on an AI project for them at the time. So I knew what AI could do. And I was trying to leave them. And I didn't even think I was even going to build an AI app. And that's one thing. Another thing that I want us to know about is start whatever you want to start. The ideation will come to you later. Like when I started Techlerator, it was supposed to just be a learning institution where I train people and whatnot. I started to think about it. Okay, when you train them, they need jobs. Organizations started asking me for talents and whatnot. So I was like, well, why don't I build an app to give better opportunities to more people and would ease me of coaching every weekend, because I used to coach almost every weekend. Like I didn't even have time for myself. So I thought about it. I was like, it's no longer sustainable for me to continue to do this. Why don't I build an app? So that's one of the things that I want you to think about is, even if your ideation is very construed, like it's not, you don't have enough clarity, right? Just start it. You'll be gaining clarity as you go along. Like this startup I just talked about, that idea came to me in December. And that was because I was getting clients, because I write a lot too about setting up a business, what I did in my business. People now started to come to me for business advice. I was like, business advice, how? But it was because of the posts that I was doing that people started to come to me as well for business advice, to the extent that now we're thinking of building a solution to solve that problem. But you can imagine if I wasn't talking about those things, the problem that I face, how developer will just decide that they are no longer working, how, so it just shows that you don't need anything to be 100%. Whatever you want to do, start it small. You grow into the role, into that opportunity. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm so grateful. But I just have one last question so that we can call it a day. And this has to do with grooming and balancing your physical your grooming, because as you said, you don't like to show up without looking put together. So for mothers, it can get overwhelming, right? When, for example, I wake up like 5, I need to leave my house by 6:10. And sometimes I'm like too tired to do all those things. Then if my mom is not around, I probably wake up my child, get her ready, and leave her for her dad or something to do the rest. So I'm trying to understand, how do you balance that, right? With looking fully put together, going to the office, looking like a boss lady, and not feeling like you're overdoing it. Because sometimes you can feel like you're overdoing it, especially when you're in the tech space where people just wear jeans and t-shirts. I have a colleague that always looks put together, and she's a mom as well. So she's always looking so, but she doesn't wear makeup. But when you look at the outfit and everything, she looks put together. But again, she has like a grown-up child in the team. For people that are new moms, maybe their kids are like 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, like that period where they can't do a lot for themselves. What advice do you give to us, like balancing that this season with looking put together?
Thank you so much for that question. One of the things that I always did, especially when my kids were younger, was I plan everything. And I know it's overwhelming to dedicate, I don't know, 15 minutes. I know what I'm wearing already. I put it in, like, I already know. So one of the things that I did then was, and I still even do it now, is I plan my entire outfit for the week. So if I'm going to work, when I used to go to office, even pre-COVID, I used to go to office like 3 days a week, and I will work from home 2 days. Those 3 days I already ironed and hung my dresses. It just shows that even at times when I go to work, even here, they ask me, "Are you going out? Like, are you going out after work?" Because I'm always put together. And because we have children doesn't mean that we should let go of ourselves as well, because you're not doing it for yourself, you're not doing it for other people, you're doing it for yourself. Wearing When I'm put together, when I'm dressed, it also elevates my confidence level. It definitely elevates my confidence level. And that's one of the things that makes me happy as a person as well. Even when I was, even my friend there, she told me that, Fadi, don't wear dresses. Like dresses, because I'm only like about 5'5" tall, right? So my friend there will tell me that, Fadi, don't wear dresses. Dresses always make you look short. Wear those your elongated trousers. Once I heard that, hey, elongated trouser, I said, yes, this is what I'm wearing. So you will never, if I'm wearing a dress, the dress cannot be a midi dress. You have to understand what works for your body type as well. I will never see me wearing a midi dress. It's either I'm showing some parts of my thighs, or I don't wear dresses at all. Simply because if I wear those other dresses, they make me look short. I don't want to look short. And always, always, if there is nothing wrong with you standing on heels, please, I use God to beg you, wear heels. I say this because Agnes is laughing. I say this because I see that I walk, even me, I noticed it. I walk differently in heels than when I'm wearing trainers. When I'm going to see my friends, of course, when I'm going out partying, of course, I wear trainers or whatnot. But for work, I'm always in heels. I attended the meeting here 2 weeks ago. I was there also. So I've been going there because I'm chasing up a contract with this organization, right? So, and these people are Weibo people. And some of them tend to not dress up. So every time that I go to this office, I'm always super dressed up, right? With my pink and purple lipstick. This is my A game face. Like, this is it. I might wear smaller earrings when I'm going to those meetings. But yes, dress for the purpose, no matter what. Because how they see you is how they perceive you. If I was going to those meetings and I'm just wearing a normal blouse, or maybe, I'm not put together per se, they would have yanked me off a long time ago. And recently, I got a contract with another organization, an entirely different organization. But this is how I always show up to their meetings. Show up like you own the business. Show up, even if you are working for somebody, because you are representing yourself and that organization that you are showing up for as well. How they see you, one thing I've learned is people would, when I go to Balogun Market, when I was in like Lagos, right? And I want to use this example so that Mary would get the contrast of why I do what I do, why I always show up. When I go to Balogun Market and I wear jeans and just, a top, you see all those men, they'll be touching you, right? But when I go to Balogun Market and I wear trousers, like those my elongated trousers that I've so invested in because of my friend, I don't wear heels to the market because obviously you're going to do a lot of working, right? But when I wear my nice trainers and I wear those elongated trousers, I don't wear office shirts as well. But I wear a blouse that, you don't have to show skin. You're not even showing skin. But there are some blouses that you wear that they know that this person is a madam. I cannot touch her anyhow. They will not touch you. And that is what perception is. How you show up. So do everything possible to show up 100%. People, even where I live presently, aura for aura, exactly. I love that so much, Esther. There was a time a friend of mine invited me to a party. People don't like to invite me to parties anymore because I will show up. I will show up more than if you are not dressing nice to your own party, it's your business. Me, once you invite me to a party, I'm over showing up. I will never show up. My friend did a party. My friend did a party for her husband, and she invited me. When the musician in the party was a Yoruba party, because I'm Yoruba, when the musician is saying Mofe Kieni, I don't know if there are any Yoruba people here. Tell Mofe Kieni, help me get the name of that person. I want to, what's that? I don't know this word in English. I'm really sorry. But yes, it got to that level where the musician at the party was saying, who is that lady? That lady must have money. Yeah, I don't have money to spray. Hey, I want to sing her praises. Thank you. I don't give money out. Like, I don't give people money, but I always dress good. And there's always a perception that comes with you dressing good. People will know that if you invite this person to your stuff, she's going to come with so much energy, so much, you're going to look good there. And do everything it takes. I already plan my outfits in my head, even if I don't have them laid out. These days, I don't say, oh, day one, oh, I'll put them somewhere else. No, even my wardrobe doesn't allow me that anymore. But I always have my outfits in my head. And I told a friend of mine that you need at a point we will get rich to the extent that we will have wardrobe stylers. That is my goal for next year. I need to have a wardrobe styler. I don't want to be worried about what I'm wearing anymore. I want somebody to be doing the thinking for me. We need to get to that stage where never ever think, go harder next year. I love that. Never ever say you overspend. You overspent on yourself. Never ever. Every day I'm buying clothes. Not because I have the money to, but because I know that when people invite me to things, I have to show up. When let me show you my brand today. This is the color for my brand. And I'm sure I don't need to show us again. In the picture I sent to Mary, I was wearing burgundy. Right, with my lipstick. The same here. The same thing here, right? You get to a stage where you brand yourself as a person. This is me. The picture I sent to Mary as well, I was wearing burgundy. On this call with you guys, guess what color I'm wearing? Burgundy. Because I love the color. And that's what, when people see burgundy, I want them to see me. That's just it. So you get to a stage where you are branding yourself as an individual. But when you show up, people already know that, oh, is that girl that always wear burgundy? She's coming to tell us about tech, confidence, and business and leadership. Yes, we know that is where you need to be. So I don't want to hear my child is I have a 6-month-old, I have a this old. No, you will still show up even with your 6 months. Even your 6-month-old will collect part of your personal branding framework as well. My daughter and I went out yesterday, and I was like, "Why are you not in earrings?" Say, I forgot. I was like, "How can you forget earrings? You are my child, for crying out loud. You have to show up, and you have to show up correct every single day." I told her we are going back home to pick earrings. She was like, "No, mommy," but we're almost there. We're already late today because we went to cinema last night. We're already late. That was why we didn't turn back. But normally I would have turned that back, gone and picked up that earrings and worn it. So yes, we are women. You can have the recording. But yes, we are women that we still have to function before everything, right? We are human beings. Before you became a mother, you were somebody else's child, and you are a human being in your own remit, no matter what. So every other person is attached to us. Our husbands are attached to us. Our children are attached to us. Our job is attached to us. We are not those things. We are not those things. They are an attachment to us. We are individuals of our own. So if it's that you plan your outfit in your head, please do that. If it's that you have to physically take out the outfits and see them, wear them to ensure it looks good on you before you go out, please create time to do that. Prioritize your well-being. I forgot to actually add this slide because I did this slide last night. Prioritize your well-being. Your well-being is so important to you because it is what ensures that everybody else functions, that every other thing functions. When I'm moody, my children are moody. When I'm moody, I'm not able to perform at my fullest potential. But we don't have to be that. So whatever gets us there, for me, I know what gets me there is my well-being. I have to do my pedi. I have to do my money. Like right now, I'm going to go and do my money this afternoon. My nails are not looking good. And I'm always in my burgundy nails, if you see. Always. That's what I'm going to go and do again today. Burgundy brownish, something that showcases my brand every single time. Then the next thing is whatever it is that you need to do to get your mindset in that mode, you need to do it. Prioritize yourself first. You are first a human being before you are somebody's wife, before you are somebody's mother, before you are even somebody else's child. I'm very selfish when it comes to me prioritizing myself. I don't joke with myself. What I need, if I need sleep, I will lock out everybody. Now is me time. I want to sleep. Nobody should enter my room. Nobody should come into my office. When I'm also working, at every given time, you have to prioritize what is best for you. So if looking good is what is priority, please, by all means, and looking good should be priority for every single body. I did this makeup under 10 minutes. In fact, in 5 minutes, and I look good. It's not the makeup that makeup artists would do, but at least do it and ensure that you always come correct. Because perception, we cannot take that thing for granted. People would throw you away. I remember, and I will give you guys this example. I shouldn't really talk about this, but I will talk about it so you understand what perception is. I was pregnant with my child. I was pregnant with my first child, and I looked scruffy to work. And one of the directors saw me and was like, why are you dressed as if you are going to the farm? I was 8 months pregnant at the time, like with a massive protruding stomach, and I just wore a skirt and a blouse to work. I was so tired. I didn't even want to go to work that day. But because I didn't show up correct, can you imagine what that man said to me? You dressed up as if you want to go to a farm. That was one of the days I made a decision that Fade, you will never be seen unkept in this life. Never again. And I went to his office and I told him, and one of the things I said to him was, you said something I came because I wasn't even going into his office. I just saw him on like towards an entrance to my own office, and he made that statement. And I went to his office and I told him that, and he said, "Oh, I didn't mean it that way." I said, "But you did." Normally, he was a director, and I was like a level 3 officer then or thereabout, and this was in Nigeria. And I was like, "You don't talk to people like that. That is unacceptable." And I demand an apology. He apologized, but that thing still stayed in my head till tomorrow. I will never ever be caught on fresh. Never. You cannot see me anywhere without my A game. Never. Even my daughter would be like, "Mommy, we're just going out to get groceries." Yes, we're going out to get groceries, my darling. But you still have to look good. You have to. So whatever it is that is priority to you, I know my own well-being is, and everybody else should be, your well-being. Prioritize your mental health as well. Women, I see some women, I still watched the video this morning. A woman went to burn some man's house because, and I know what's affecting that woman is just low self-esteem. Nothing in this life will make me ever do that. You are making sense. We don't fight. We move with silent energy. Your energy also has to be on point as women. And I know this is not tech. This is now personal. This is now something really personal. Being caught on fresh with your looks, with your confidence, with your dynamics, with your power. Women, we exude so much power, but a lot of us take that power for granted. We take that power for granted as women, and we give so much power to the other gender. But never ever be caught on fresh. Never ever be caught fighting over men. Never ever do things that would remove you from your feminine energy. Never ever. Anything that removes me from my feminine energy, I'm not there. You will never catch me there. Never. Instead, I will see me fighting or I'm not there. So your looks, your power, your confidence, your well-being, your mindset, your mental capacity always has to be on point. And how do you get there? One thing is your wellness. Eat good food. Prioritize your well-being. Prioritize your wellness. When I realized that last year I was really, really overweight. I was so overweight that thing was affecting my blood pressure again. I said never. I lost 15 kg within 4 months. I'm not saying anybody should do that. I'm saying prioritize what you want for yourself. For me, I knew that for me to be able to continue to live in this health, I needed to prioritize my well-being. And I prioritized it. And I'm still prioritizing it. So, yes, please, please prioritize your well-being. You are somebody's child. You are an individual before we all became mothers to our little human beings. But please ensure that your health is prioritized. Your well-being is prioritized. For me, even if it's for you to go for holiday, when I was in redundancy, if I told you people this, you would not believe it. When I was in redundancy, I would just be thinking, when would I get a job? When would I get a job? Guess what I did? I left my husband then and my children in the house, and I booked a 2-night stay in an hotel about 150 miles away from where we lived at the time, just to prioritize myself. Because I was like, this guy will come home from his own work, will not even ask me, how are you doing with the children? How is work? How are you looking for work? What's the plan? I said I needed to prioritize my well-being. And I did. So, so please, by all means, prioritize yourself. Prioritize yourself as women. Don't be caught on fresh. Always look good. Always look the part so that you can be. See, men don't have to do makeup. I follow this lady online, Cody Sanchez. Cody Sanchez made a statement, and it just enforces what I want to say now. She said something. She said, women have to do extra to get to where men are. Men don't have to do makeup. They are always looking good, majority of the time. They don't have to do makeup. We have to do makeup to get to half of the level that they are at, right? And another thing that you should also consider is, you should know, is that according to statistics, women that are dressed well, that look good, earn 30% more than women that don't. This is statistics. This is actual statistics. So looking good is not a nice to have. It's an essential for you to be taken seriously, for you to earn better. I told you guys, when I went to that office the other day, the guy was like, oh my God, we were just talking randomly. And I made a statement that, oh, I've been doing this for the last 16 years. The guy was like, huh? How old are you? Almost like, he didn't ask me how old are you, but the way he looked at me was like, how old would you be if you are? He said, oh, you look like you're 28. I said, yes, I'll accept it. Thank you. I might not look 28. I don't even want to look 28. I want to look my age, but I want to dress good to look my age. Look at this woman, Mrs. Awoshika. Look at her. Have you ever seen that woman cotton fresh? Have you? I've never seen her cotton fresh. I follow her. I've never, ever seen that woman looking unkept. Never. Because what people actually, even if it's not online, I don't do makeup to go for my grocery, but you will never see me without this lipstick. You see this lipstick? And this is my glasses. Once I wear them, that's it. My A game is on P. So you need to find that. For a friend of mine, she lives in Manchester. Her own is, what's this thing called? Alice band. She has, like, when I went to her house, I was like, how can you have 50 Alice band? I said, Alice band just makes me look pretty, and I just invest in them. You need to find that and do it for yourself. It boosts confidence level. Once I'm in this, my lipstick, that's it. I'm done. I am done. So whatever that thing is, find it for yourself and use it to your fullest potential. It will boost your confidence level. That's why my confidence, you will never, this is me every single day. I could talk about this topic every day, like every single time. But yes, I think we've gone past our time, but thank you guys so much for having me. I am so pumped up, and I hope we've taken valuable lessons from this and we will use it. So thank you guys so much.
Thank you so much, Fadi. See, everyone on this call, like, they're reacting and they're like so blown away by your wealth of experience, your wealth of knowledge, your wealth of wisdom. Like, you're just the right person to speak about this topic. Like, we're so excited, and we're so grateful that you took out your time. See, this section, I've been doing back-to-back follow from since, is it December or November? Like, I've just been doing back-to-back follow work, and I'm so glad that you were able to take this session. And we love to see you again in our community. Maybe next time when we see you, we'll go bigger. We'll go bigger and go bigger. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We'd like to say thank you. On behalf of the Mothers in Tech, we want to say thank you so much for this session. We're so grateful for actually inspiring us, motivating us, pushing us, encouraging us. I don't even have any other adjective to use, but like, it's been an interesting session. I'm like, I could go on. This is one session I want to rewatch over and over and over and over and over again, because it's something we've learned. And I recommend anyone that joined late to actually go back and rewatch the session again. Thank you so much, Fadi. Thank you so much. Also, we like your slide as well. Also, I don't know if we're inviting you to our community as well, so that you can come share, just drop some tips for us once in a while, because we have like expectant mom, new moms. Some are just transitioning into tech, some are already in tech, some are like taking a break. And so this whole session is for new moms that are ready, or they're like going through struggles, or they're just like, they just want to make the most of their career, our businesses. as well. So thank you so much. We would like to invite you to our group as well. We also like to have your slides, if you don't mind, so that we could
I'm happy to share it. That's fine.
yeah, you can drop it in my DM as well, so that we could also share. Thank you everyone for coming to the session. We have some single ladies in the room as well that came to some tips as well. We are happy. We're looking forward for you joining our group as well, the moms group as well. And thank you so much for everyone for coming. Do have a wonderful weekend and see you in the group. Please reshare on social media. Please, Fadi has done so well to talk to us about this whole session. Please do well to appreciate her on LinkedIn, Instagram, anywhere you want to appreciate her as well. Thank you so much for coming. We'll see you some other time. For those in our momship, mom in tech community, we get to discuss more there as well. Thank you. Bye for me.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.